Does it look stupid? Like this? Ben told me there's gonna be, you know, this contest, this front break revolution, and if I want to come, I was like, yes, you know, I've never, you know, there was never something like this, and I think it's cool.
Machine, stand next to me, I am half man. Software's just a part of me. I am program. Machine, stand next to me, I am half man. Software's just a part of me. I am program.
I'm from Vienna, near Vienna, and I'm riding about 9 years, like 8 or 9 years, something like that.
Now label automated fits neatly inside. For them to survive, with them clearly in mind. Not just a simple human satisfied. The lips like on the inside. Desensitized.
Longer synthetic, but symbolic. No more stupid humans, only robotics. No longer synthetic, but symbolic.
What made you get into front brake riding?
Actually, when I got my first bike, I never took my front brake off. Like I just, you know,
Kept it on there and kept on learning, huh?
Yeah, and I just, you know, I liked all these guys who I saw in the videos. You know, this.
So is there anyone a sort of specific influence for you?
Yeah, I think Dave Osada was like, you know, the guy who was like, wow, you know, he was always doing like the hardest front brake stuff, and I don't know, there's a lot of guys who I respect, like, I don't know, like Rick Moliterno or Kurt Schmidt, you know, there are a lot
Those
of
guys.
Yeah.
They were a big influence in the scene,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
Humans used to say my name like it meant something. Humans used to say my name, now it means nothing. Humans used to say my name like it meant something. Doesn't mean anything.
There hasn't really been an event like this. This
No.
is, you know, pretty individual as far as BMX contests go. Do you feel like in the past that the technical side of BMX has been slightly overlooked by the media or in some of the events in the contests?
I don't think so. Like, I mean, there are maybe people take the front brakes off because they're going quicker through the skate park, and you know, you need a little bit more time for technical front brake stuff. You know, you can't really do it quick and then do it in your run. I mean, you can, but you just lose a little bit time. But I don't think it's gonna be overseen. People like to see good front brake stuff. I think so.
Half man. Software's just a part of me. I am program. Machine, stand next to me. I am half man. Software's just a part of me. I am program. Machine, stand next to me. I am half man. Software's just a part of me. I am program. Machine, stand next to me. I am half man. Software's just a part of me. I am program.
Mike, how many years have you been riding?
I've been riding for 20 years.
20 years, and you've always been pushing the technical side of BMX. What is it that attracted you to come to the Braun Front Brake Revolution?
I wanted to come to an event that was just here, just to celebrate, you know, front brake riding, with a group of friends that, you know, we can all have fun, ride and push the tricks. I think BMX contests as a whole don't really allow for the technical front brake aspect of riding, because it's always governed by time and restrictions, and the crowd and, you know, and the event want to all see backflips and tail whips and big tricks, and, you know, technical riding, because of the nature of it, takes time to get how the rider wants it and gets it perfect.
So do you feel like it gets slightly overlooked in BMX, the technical side?
In the media side of it, yeah, totally.
Do you think this is going to benefit BMX in the future, an event like this?
I think it's going to raise awareness to kids that are riding and maybe interested in doing technical stuff but feel that they can't because they don't want to do X-ups and tabletops. From the early times, I was really motivated by Dennis McCoy, Kirk Schmidt and Rick Monoturno. And they were always, even back then, pushing the front brake riding, which they are still now today.
So some of those guys were like major influences for you?
For sure, definitely, yeah.
Super Nigga, Kiani, Tony Blair, Mighty Joe, out to the beat.
Number one competition is none.
I'm depressed, I can't sleep at night, I need a rest. But the evening's bright, my head's a mess. But now I see the light, I need sex. You know, the weed, that's right, I need sex. Like I need a wife, I got breath that exceeds my life, don't be upset. I'll be there like at 6:45 with a cordless mic. Bring all your friends. This is more than hype. This is the end of all them flawless fights we both.
Christoph, tell us about where you've come from and how long you've been riding.
Okay, I'm from Hamburg, Germany, and I've been riding since 1983, so that's 20 years. And I started riding just like jumping around on a bike, and then got into flatland, and then the mini ramp got me hooked.
You've just told me you've been riding 20 years. It's a long time. Ever take your front brake off during that period?
Honestly, I did for 1 year because I wanted to try a different style of riding, because I was always riding two brakes and you're kind of stuck. But then I had to put it back on because I just love the technical way of riding my bike.
I got a little cheddar, stuck in this weather, all season umbrella, squeezes and fellas, it ain't that bad, but please let me tell ya, I feel it's irrelevant that you stand for all this bullshit. Come on, please be a man, if you see a grand, be brave and take it, don't be a fag, don't be a fake it.
What was your influences over the last 20 years then that sort of kept you into the technical side of it, the riding, and just kept you into BMX really?
It started off when I started flatlanding. I guess it would be Kevin Jones and those guys, and then when I got into mini ramp, it was the first standard video, Rick Molitano, Kurt Schmidt and those guys. And then we had a really strong mini ramp scene in Germany, like beginning 90s, like Axel Reichertz and Alex Bender, like the big names in mini ramp in Germany. So technical riding always was big in Germany and still is.
You know that's a luxury, cause you know that suck MCs. That's the breaks, nigga, that's the breaks. If your mans wanna fuck with me, you know that's a luxury, cause you know that suck MCs. That's the breaks, nigga, that's the breaks.
Front brake revolution for me been 3 days with a lot of fun. Great riding with riders all over the world who have the same passion for the art of riding like I do, and that was awesome.
thousands of people. Celtic priest. Come on! Corporate culture capitalist, the capitalist, the capitalist, the corporate culture capitalist. Death with a hip-hop face your crane. Wife on boxers, feed your frames to bar. Blood for your heart and lungs. That will give your average Jamaican runs. Liquid Shabite. I came to poop out the dance tonight. Get down, no digs, be so jigs, get up, fly wigs. Like the pigs that be outside the club, and man wanna screw, but they get no love. Fire door safety, bare rap shoes coming out lately, so let's this for the Celtic piece. Hear the new sound, be the sound of the east. In love with this rap be a beast. Wanna catch me, then step to the keys, come on. Bubble to this, right there. Bubble to this, now here. Bubble to this, right here. Bubble to this, everywhere. Bubble to this, right there. Bubble to this, now here. Bubble to this, right there. Bubble to this, everywhere. I'll be the deafest, get the message. I'll be the deafest, get the message. I'll be the deafest, get the message. I'll be the deafest, get the message.
My name's Adam Banton, and I came from Southern California. I started riding BMX with front brakes, and through the years, I was always kind of like drawn towards like more technical riding. I grew up looking at videos, the old Dorkin and York videos, and those guys were Flatlanders mainly, so I think that had some influence on.
Did you ride Flatland for a while?
I did ride Flatland for a while. I started out riding Flatland actually.
That helps for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So, and then I don't know, kind of got interested in ramps and stuff.
Development's destination has to be Acropolis, elevated education. I proceed with perseverance and ignition sequence operational. Groundwork and guidance engaged, tracking automatically. Remarkably mechanical, metropolis machinery. targets locked on. Communication complexity. I orbit poorly populated planets frequently, demonstrating deviating aeronautic.
What made you decide to come over here for the front brake revolution?
It appealed to me just because it seemed like a cool idea, you know, and now that like there are riders that don't ride with front brakes, but they're still doing maybe like front wheel tricks, and there's still us who have front brakes using them on front wheel tricks. It seemed like it was kind of a cool format, you know, like everybody get together. Not that you had to do only front brake tricks, you know, but it's kind of like the reason brought everybody together, you know, and then when everybody's riding, things just come out, you know, whether it's a back wheel linked up with a front wheel trick or something, or just strictly front wheel trick.
Well, I'm off on a tangent in a coexisting actuality, creating artificial humans with genome technology. Psychic cyborgs relate that to dissolve your status. My polarized mind rotate around the nerve axis, inducing an influx in my respiration. Pardon me, I appear to be hyperventilating, so
Do you feel like the technical side of riding's been overlooked in the past with like the BMX media and especially the TV coverage going for the big tricks at all the big contests?
Definitely TV coverage, you know, like in the States, like yeah, X Games and ESPN is really involved with airing stuff, but they'll just show big tricks, you know,
Crowd pleasers.
Crowd pleasers, exactly. I mean, those are they're basically like made for TV contests, you know, no jam format. You still have like a minute and a half runs and huge flips, double flips, anything you might kill yourself on, people want to see, you know. So but as far as like media, as far as like within the BMX community and stuff, I think technical riding has been shown a little better the past couple years, and it seems like it's an aspect of riding that is growing.
Keep my feet on the ground and my soul to the stars. Soul to the stars. Keep my feet on the ground and my soul to the stars. Keep my feet on the ground and my soul to the stars.
What it means to me is like it was an opportunity to come over to England and really just be in a relaxed atmosphere and have like an awesome weekend of riding, you know, meet new people, see some old friends, make new friends. It was really cool. It was awesome. Everybody's feeding off each other. It was cool.
I think I've always wanted to do a bit of everything. I've never wanted to just confine myself to one style.
There are three.
I've never been to anything like this before. There's been some skatepark contests that have been a bit more sort of into this type of stuff, but never anything specifically aimed at the front brake or the techno side of riding.
Do you feel like it's the technical side of riding been overlooked in the past by BMX media or by the TV and some of the big contests just wanting to cover the big tricks?
No, I don't think it's been overlooked. I just think it hasn't been there. It's disappeared. So you can't really cover something that's not there, can you?
Just the majority.
No
of
one's
riders
really
don't.
been doing it, and the riders that were doing it didn't go to the big contests and do that stuff because they knew that it wasn't in favour. So it just kind of got left behind, I guess, and then now it's picking up again because people are bored of seeing turn downs and tabletops. You know, you got to start doing something good, haven't you? You know, there's only a certain amount of styles you can do, and then you got to start doing tricks. As simple as that. I've always wanted to try and do everything. Like if you watch sort of someone like Tobias Vicker, he does, like he'll go and do something like a tailwhip backflip, and then his next trick will be some nose pick, toothpick variation, you know, straight into techno from something huge. So that's perfect for me. That's what I want my riding to be like.
Would Tobias be an influence on your riding?
Definitely, yeah.
Is there anyone else that sort of influenced you in the past, or as you've been sort of growing up really in BMX?
Well, loads of people really. Rick Moliterno was quite a big influence, and all the standard guys, all the guys that used to ride for standard, they all used to have their front brakes on and 4 pegs, and they used to be quite techno. And then, of course, the fashion came by to take your front brake off and only have 2 pegs or no pegs and not do any of that stuff, and they all sort of followed that trend. So, and then a few riders stayed with it, and they're the ones that I sort of always looked up to and still do. Rob Ridge, for example, he's the king of all that.
He's the king of all that.
He's the king of all that. He's the king of everything.
When the prospect of doing this front brake comp came up, we came up with some ideas, and so the last couple of weeks been working like mad, and I've blistered my hands up changing the course around there. So in some ways I can't be accused of having the home advantage, because I've changed the park, and it's new to all of us now. So there'll be a few things in there which will be new will be seen for the first time and ridden for the first time today. So be interesting to see what comes up and what gets done. I've been riding now for 22 years. I got my first bike in 1982, 33 years old, and enjoying riding now as much as I've ever enjoyed riding. There was never really a conscious decision to sort of specialise in any particular area of riding. I enjoy all aspects of riding. It's just, I think my sort of particular type of front brake riding came from being a flatlander originally, and just taking some of those very basic to intermediate flatland tricks and taking them onto the ramp, and in some cases evolving them, turning them into putting a different angle or slant on it. This sport exists on many levels, which is why it's so good and so accessible for so many people, and that's why I'll continue to do it as long as I possibly can.
I feel like the technical side of BMX riding has been overlooked in the past, with the BMX media and TV focusing on the big contests and the big tricks.
I think with the mainstream exposure it has been overlooked, but I think the times are changing, and people perhaps want to look at different aspects of the sport, and this sport there are many different aspects, so hopefully this contest will go some way towards opening up and exposing a part of the sport that has been overlooked, and raise its profile and possibly inspire other people to take up this particular aspect of riding.